You're watching ABC7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to ABC7 News at 4. We are looking at a few showers already starting to pop up right now. We're getting a southeast wind and that is bringing a few scattered showers around. There's not a lot of convergence set up right now along the Sun Coast, so that means the storms haven't been all that intense. As far as Holmes Beach goes, you can see some folks out there in the water hanging out, enjoying the sunshine. Then a little rain came. And then it moved on just as quickly as it came. Now, there are some passing showers still nearby, near Bradenton, also Oneiko and Ellenton. You can see that activity is pretty sparse right now, not a lot going on. Have to watch that activity coming up from Lake Okeechobee, moving to the northwest right now. That's going to get into our neck of the woods later on this evening, but right now some showers developing. Notice the motion and movement off to the northwest at around 10 miles an hour. The one storm just generating some lightning now near Siesta Key, so folks along the beaches there in Lido, as well as onto Siesta Key and south end of Longboat, look out. It's already a lightning strike there, so that means that storm's building a little bit. You can see the rainfall near Oneiko and also near West Samoset, South Bradenton near 684, getting some rainfall all the way into Bradenton. And then down south near Gulfgate Estates, up to Bee Ridge and near US 41, a large area of some light rain with an isolated thunderstorm taking place there, but not a lot else going on. Right now we have 85 degrees and the heat index up there at 95. Winds are out of the west-northwest at 10. And in the tropics, we're watching a couple of systems right now. One just to the south and east of North Carolina. It's not showing much in terms of development. It doesn't have a lot of chance either as it makes its way to the northwest, but it will bring some rainfall there to the Carolinas. We'll have more on that and the remnants of Kirk and where it may be heading coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline, Scott.
Bob, thank you so much. Bill Cosby is going to prison. Judge Stephen O'Neill sentenced the 81-year-old comedian to 3 to 10 years in prison without bail.
He was also fined $25,000 in order to pay the prosecution costs for that trial. Cosby will also be classified as a sexually violent predator, which requires a lifetime on the sex offender registry and mandatory counseling. Judge O'Neill addressed the court, calling the crime serious and saying, quote, "The day has come, the time has come." Cosby was convicted in April of sexually assaulting Andrea Constand at his Pennsylvania home in 2004. The entertainer's attorneys are already planning to appeal that conviction.
Well, tonight, Suncoast parents are speaking out with their concerns about a recently relocated bus stop.
They say that bus stop's new location is not safe for their children. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live now from that neighborhood with more on what exactly they're concerned about. Rebecca?
Jacqueline, Scott, 31 children gather at this bus stop every morning before they go to Garden Elementary. They stand in this grassy area, which parents say is very unsafe. The bus stop sits at School Street and Gulf Coast Boulevard, not far from a busy US 41. Parents say they've complained to the school district about the amount of fast-moving traffic, and they're also worried about the children, some as young as 5 years old, having to cross the street in the dark without any stop signs. Some parents have begun blocking traffic with their own cars to provide the children a safe place to wait. And tonight at 6, you'll get to hear from some of these concerned parents about what they fear may happen, plus from the county school district about what their plans are with this relocation bus stop. For now, live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. The Sarasota Bradenton International Airport has a new police chief tonight. Ted Kohuth started at SRQ 4 years ago as a traffic control specialist. Before that, he worked for police agencies in Pennsylvania for more than 30 years. Kohuth replaces James Carlino, who resigned last month following an internal investigation. Jacqueline joins us now with new details on a shooting on Sunday in Nokomis.
Scott, Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies have arrested a man connected with that shooting. Kevin Finley is charged in connection to the shooting on Myrtle Avenue on Sunday. Finley was angry over losing his car keys. The victim told deputies that Finley took out his anger on him, shooting at him 5 times with a rifle and hitting him twice. The victim was treated and released from a nearby hospital. Finley is now charged with attempted homicide. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is looking for a man they say broke into a landscaping company over the weekend. Deputies say the man seen in these photos broke into down-to-earth landscaping in Bradenton. This man cut locks off of storage trailers and smashed the window of a truck in order to steal those items. If you recognize him, call the Sheriff's Office. Now to the latest on Judge Brett Kavanaugh in the fight to save his nomination to be the next Supreme Court justice. It's a move never seen before from a Supreme Court nominee. Judge Brett Kavanaugh appearing in primetime on Fox News to defend his reputation. With his wife by his side, Kavanaugh denied that he sexually assaulted Dr. Christine Blasey Ford or others.
I'm not going to let false accusations drive me out of this process. I've never sexually assaulted anyone. I did not have sexual intercourse or anything close to sexual intercourse in high school or for many years thereafter.
Both Kavanaugh and his first accuser are set to testify this Thursday. Today, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said those allegations are a last-minute attempt to smear Kavanaugh. The state of Florida wants the Court of Appeals to nix an NRA bid to keep names private. The state is arguing there is no reason for the names of two 19-year-olds to be kept confidential in a challenge to the state's new gun law. NRA attorneys argued Jane Doe and John Doe will be subject to threats if their names are included in that lawsuit. The NRA is suing to block a Florida law requiring a gun buyer to be at least 21 years old. The restriction was enacted shortly after the school shooting in Parkland. Let's send it back to Scott with everything you need to know about National Voter Registration today. Scott?
Well, that's right, Jacqueline. Election officials want to make sure you're ready for the November elections. The Sarasota County Elections Office hosting 5 voter registration drives, 2 in Sarasota, 2 in Northport, and another in Englewood. The goal is to get more people registered to vote in time for the general election and to help make some last-minute changes if needed. For a list of the locations where these voter registration drives are taking place, you can go to our website, mysuncoast.com. By the way, the last day to register is October 9th. A law set to take effect Monday in Florida will allow deaf drivers to voluntarily identify themselves as hearing impaired when they register their vehicles. Under a bill unanimously passed during the 2018 legislative session, hard of hearing drivers can check a box when applying for a license plate that says they are hearing impaired. Then, if their car is pulled over by law enforcement, the responding officer will immediately know that that driver is deaf. The idea comes from a Tallahassee police officer whose son is deaf and is currently learning how to drive.
Where this helps you is that before the officer approaches the vehicle, he already knows, he's going to have to change tactics on how to approach the driver because the driver won't hear him.
Police say the new law is the first of its kind in the country. It's estimated there are more than 400,000 deaf Floridians, along with a similar number of drivers who wear hearing aids or have age-related hearing loss. Still ahead at 4, dogs owners are asking for answers after an FPL manhole cover electrocuted their dog. Plus, a woman's brush with death in California turns into an amazing story of survival. And airlines teaming up with a dining chain to whip up better meals for coach flyers.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Kettle's got it. Kettle's got it. Kettle's got what you're looking for at Kettle.com. 17 new car brands, over 1,000 used vehicles, prices and payments you can afford. Credit help if you need it, and they pay cash for your old car. Plus, Kettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Need service? Kettle's got that too. Kettle's got it. Visit Kettle.com.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. A Mutual of Omaha company When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
Electrocuted when he stepped on a manhole cover with wet paws. The incident happened Saturday night on Dade Avenue in Sarasota. That's just off of Fruitville Road. The owner says they were taking their dog Charlie out for a walk when he walked over that manhole cover and was electrocuted. The owner tried to get the dog off of the manhole and felt himself get shocked as well. Once paramedics and fire trucks arrived, they pronounced the dog dead, and FPL temporarily shut off the power source. We're still waiting to hear what caused that. At 5:30, we'll hear from the dog's owner, who tells us how she thinks people can learn a lesson from her tragedy. Northport City Commissioner is approving a $161.5 million budget for 2019. The millage rate is not going up in the city, but with property values on the rise, more money is coming in. This year's budget includes work for major projects like a new fire station for the West Villages Improvement District, expanded services for the new Northport Aquatic Center, and Price Boulevard widening project and a big stormwater drainage improvement project. The city also plans to add around 24 new positions, including an assistant city attorney, 8 more police officers, a victim advocate, and 4 more lifeguards. Let's get to Jacqueline now in the newsroom for a look at what's trending today.
Scott, moose typically look rather serious, but new photos that are being shared on social media highlight one's playful side. Take a look. An image of a moose sticking out its tongue was shared on Facebook by Grand Teton National Park. Then another of it seemingly laughing it up. The images were taken by a National Park Service photographer. Even though the moment was likely captured by chance, the animal clearly found it amusing. Well, a woman is recovering after surviving 3 days in the wilderness following a car crash. It all happened in the hills of El Dorado County, California. Officials say the woman's truck veered off the road and down a 200-foot embankment. After 3 days, the 47-year-old was finally spotted by some kayakers. Rescue crews used a helicopter to airlift the injured woman out of the ravine. She was then taken to a nearby hospital and was listed in fair condition. Firefighters in North Carolina also responded to a call for help, but it was to save a little boy's birthday after nearly every invited guest canceled for her 3-year-old son's birthday party. Melissa Reed called her local fire department and requested an impromptu tour. Harrisburg firefighters pulled out all the stops, throwing a full-fledged fire station party for the little birthday boy, complete with cupcakes and candles. Well, let's send it back to Scott for a look at a recall you need to know about this afternoon.
Jacqueline, some popular macadamia nuts are being recalled over possible E. coli. The Mauna Loa brand is recalling all items produced at its facility in Hawaii after E. coli was found in the drinking water. All the nuts packaged are from September 6th through the 21st. And so far, though, there have been no reports of anyone getting sick. This recall is just a precaution for now. Meanwhile, the facility is closed as health officials investigate. More airlines now say they're trying to spice up the food being offered at 35,000 feet. American Airlines says it's partnering with restaurant chain Zoe's Kitchen to offer a new menu in coach. And Delta says it's rolling out an all-new menu next month on North American flights of 1,400 miles or more. Michael Kors is buying fashion house Versace. Michael Kors Holdings made a $2 billion deal for the Italian brand, giving the handbag maker a foothold in the world of elite European fashion. The chairman and CEO of the company also announced Michael Kors Holdings will change its name to Capri Holdings, and Donatella Versace, the sister of the late founder Gianni, will continue to lead the company's creative vision. Let's get a check now on our first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have a few showers around right now and a few thunderstorms, too, right near Siesta Key and heading toward Lido. The webcam showing every once in a while some drops on the lens there, and you can see the skies are partly cloudy, though. Right now we have some heavier rainfall near Onico and, as I said, stretching towards Siesta. We're watching this, too, right here. You can see that rotation in spin. The good news is that we have a frontal system nearby. The winds are pretty strong, so this system does not have much of a chance of developing. But you'll notice that rain getting very close and already occurring over parts of North Carolina and into South Carolina. The heaviest rain by far near the rotation and circulation there, which is moving off toward North Carolina. Well, as far as we're concerned, you see a little bit more of a southeasterly wind today as opposed to a direct east wind. When you have that direct east, then the west coast breeze meet together and a little bit more convergence sets up. This is at an angle right now, but still, I suspect to see more scattered storms popping up here and there due to the fact temperatures warm today into the low 90s, so there's plenty of energy around. You can see most of the rain now moving off to the northwest at around 5 to 10. Other showers have just popped up into central Manatee and north central Sarasota County. There's the lightning strikes now occurring near Siesta Key, stretching all the way down to near Palmer Ranch, and this is moving very slowly to the west, so expect this rain to stick around for at least the next half hour or so. The heights on these storms now starting to reach up to 40,000 feet. It was just at 30 about 10 minutes ago, so this means that this storm is starting to intensify. We'll start to see more lightning strikes with these cells as we move through time this afternoon. This one in particular also, which is drifting west away from Palm Air, continues to move toward the airport right now near Televast. Some heavy rainfall also near US 301 and University. Elsewhere, showers as storms continue to move around Bradenton, and the activity that you see there near Elwood Park is pretty heavy. This is a pretty significant line right here near LaBelle. That too moving to the northwest, and a lot of lightning with that. So we'll watch that as it gets close in about an hour and a half into South Sarasota and into Charlotte counties. The showers tonight will be winding down, and then we'll see mostly fair skies after midnight. Another start to sunny skies tomorrow, and then showers and storms building in the afternoon. The rain chances will be lessening somewhat as we push toward the weekend. Well, we talked about this system in particular moving toward North Carolina. The good news is it doesn't have much chance to develop a reconnaissance aircraft investigating that area right now. And the old storm Leslie is still out there in the north central Atlantic. Not really too worried about this system at all. Even the one north of it has a chance of developing, but it'll stay out there. And then this one, this looks rather healthy right now. This remnants of Kirk. Kirk is moving to the west pretty rapidly at 25 miles an hour, and it's getting beat up, and it will do so by some strong upper level winds as it gets closer to the Caribbean. But this is kind of an interesting spin and rotation. You can see it right there. It still has a chance to develop into a depression, I think, before it gets close to North Carolina, either tonight or tomorrow morning. And the official forecasts, a lot of them continue to move it off to the north. Some of them clipping the Outer Banks and over the eastern portion of North Carolina, then taking off to the northeast into the Atlantic as a result of a frontal boundary that's moving through the central U.S. And not much going on out in the coast of Africa. There's a tropical wave coming in. One behind it looks to be a bit stronger, so this will eventually shut down here fairly quickly over the next couple of weeks. We'll look for less and less activity out there in the Atlantic. Temperature right now 85 degrees in Sarasota. It's 90 in Key West, so we're getting some rainfall, cooling things down a little bit at the airport. Downtown Sarasota 92, the water temperature at 86 degrees, and Arcadia now at 90. Northport, you're at 91. Here's the forecast for boaters tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast. We'll get that west coast breeze in the afternoon, a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast. I mentioned the rain chance lessening as we approach the weekend. 30% on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Looks to be pretty good. It will be warm, though. High temperatures about 3 to 5 degrees above average. 40% chance on Wednesday, 50% chance for scattered storms on Thursday afternoon. Be sure to download the ABC7 weather app, as we've been telling you. This is, again, a free application that you can put on your phone or your laptop, and also your tablet, which can follow the storms, all the lightning, and the tropical systems. They still have 2 months to go before the official end of this hurricane season.
Well, Hurricane Florence, Bob, is long gone, but it's far from forgotten. Historic flooding still on the way for some low-lying areas. Multiple roads have been closed today due to flooding in the northeast coastal region of South Carolina as river flooding related to Florence made its way to sea, submerging roads and communities along the way.
Authorities in Georgetown County, South Carolina, are urging thousands of people to evacuate ahead of the flooding in an area where multiple swollen rivers converge. The county escaped the brunt of Hurricane Florence's winds, but it sits at the mouth of 3 rivers that converge all right there, and the flooding is expected to begin today and will last through the weekend. They could see additional rainfall as well from this other system out there just to the east.
Right. Well, people living in Nashville, Tennessee are still cleaning up after a smaller EF0 tornado touchdown yesterday afternoon, but it still did some damage. Multiple homes damaged in that area after the tornado ripped off roofs and damaged several vehicles. People in the area heard and saw the tornado before immediately taking cover.
I was sitting there in the living room watching TV, and then all of a sudden I noticed the wind got up real heavy, and then I come look out the door, and there's a little tornado coming off of that house and coming straight at me.
Yeah, and the EF0s are similar to what we get down here, around 60 to 80 mile-an-hour winds. Lewis said when he came back out from his cover, the roof was gone. Cannon County Emergency Management said a trampoline damaged a transformer in the area, causing power to be out for hours as a result of that.
Yeah, even a small one.
Yeah.
Doing some damage there. All right, Bob, thank you. More news to come at 4. Soccer fans treated to a 7-year-old's impressive rendition of the national anthem with the results in a now viral video.
I'm Linda Carson from Suncoast View. Coming up Wednesday morning at 9, a Sarasota theater tackles tough current topics and celebrates women playwrights. We'll learn about Urbanite Theater's upcoming Modern Works Festival, plus how to help your dog with separation anxiety with Canine Corral, and Peak Performance Catering is in the kitchen. That's coming up Wednesday morning at 9.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
The final 2018 Accord clearance is now during our model year-end clearance sale. Drive new Accords for just $249 a month. Get an Accord, the North American car of the year, for less than the competition. With more standard features than Camry, Honda Sensing, multi-angle camera, turbocharged engine, and more. New Accords, just $249 a month. Your last chance for new Accords, all on clearance this week at your local Honda dealer.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
We've been fighting the war on drugs for a long time. We answer the phone 24/7, 365 days a year. On a busy night, we answer hundreds of calls. This war on drugs needs our intervention.
Since 2014, Addiction Hope and Helpline has helped people struggling with drugs and alcohol.
When the phone rings, we help people when they need it the most. When we get a caller into treatment, it feels right. It feels good. It's a blessing.
If you're struggling, drinking, using, and need to get clean, don't suffer alone in silence. Call Addiction Hope and Helpline.
Our people understand, and many are also in recovery. Call for support and strength. You can call for someone who can't or isn't willing. It's an act of love. Together we can help you beat this thing and erase addiction from your vocabulary once and for all.
Call 800-871-1644. 800-871-1644.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC7 shows on your streaming device.
7-year-old Malia Emma has become an internet sensation after one of the most impressive national anthems ever for Sunday's LA Galaxy game. And since then, her performance has gone viral. Listen. Yeah, Malia Emma won a contest to do the national anthem during the soccer match Sunday. Her dad says she's been singing since she was a year old, and her dream is to one day sing with her idol, Christina Aguilera. They don't sound too different, do they? She has performed the national anthem 3 other times, but never in front of a crowd as large as that one at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Well done. All right, let's get back to Jacqueline in the newsroom with a quick look at some of the other stories we're working on tonight. Jacqueline.
Well, Scott, it's been another hard week for students at Lakewood Ranch High School. Coming up at 5, we'll have more about the crisis team and counselors that are available for students and how classmates plan to honor a murdered classmate. And at 6, with the passing of April Freeman, county Democratic chairs in Florida's Congressional District 17 now only have a few days to decide a replacement candidate for the general election. And tonight at 7, the city of Venice has a seasonal ban on fertilizer. We'll hear how the extra pollution in our waterways is feeding red tide. Let's send it back to Bob for a final look at our forecast.
And if you're going to go out to the beaches tonight for a walk or checking out the sunset, there may be a few scattered showers and storms. I know we have some of that right now along Siesta Key and also near Lido. The showers will be scattered about, otherwise partly cloudy skies. This was last night's sunset by Fred Seeger. Nice out there, but we did have some showers even lingering up at around 9, 10 o'clock. And 7:23 for your sunset tonight. The days are getting shorter, and as far as that rainfall goes, you can continue to see a southeasterly wind here. This activity right here is my concern. This has a little bit more power to it and a little bit more punch. As this gets closer to us, I think we'll start to see some storms firing up right there near Charlotte County and also on into South Sarasota County. For the time being, the lightning continuing to increase there, Siesta Key up to Longboat. Well, more in the forecast at 5. Scott?
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining us on ABC7 News at 4. We invite you back in 30 minutes.